Right, hello. Welcome. I'm now at home. After you all saw me at the co-working yesterday, this is where I've been for the last 3 months in lockdown. And one of my glamorous assistants is behind me. That's Minnie. So yesterday I were in the afternoon session. We did a couple of things which were a little bit off-piste. We did some moving of things from concepts into Procreate, and I think it was at this point I was accused of being a witch or something, and I should be burned at the stake because it's a really neat little trick. So I thought I would share it on here now. And what I've done, or what I'm going to do, is show it first just so you see the iPad screen, and then I've also got a camera set up so you can see my hand doing the actual moving, so you can see exactly what happens, because sometimes when you're explaining and people can't see what your hands are doing, it's really hard to get the point across. So, and given that I paid for a month of Ecam Live, I'm sure as shit going to get my money's worth. So I've now got like cameras set up all over and whatever. So without further ado, um, this is a concepts canvas. It's just one that I've been working on. And first thing that I have to mention is that to do what I'm going to do, you need to make sure that you have got set up the ability to drag and drop in iOS. So if you go to the top right hand of your screen where you've got your tools and settings, you need to click on that. You need to go to gestures, and you need to make sure that the enable iOS drag and drop of selections is activated. Without this, you can't do what I'm about to show you. And so, and very often, I don't know whether this will happen with other people, but certainly on my iPad, it'll default back to switched off. So there's times when I've tried to do switching things and I've got really frustrated and I thought, oh, I wonder if it's switched on, and it hasn't been. So I digress. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select one of these scenes. I'm going to select scene 4, and I use my finger as my selection tool for in Canvas. And so you can see that the scenes, the actual scene 4 is selected, because you've got the 4 little round dots around it, and then you've got the menu, the sub menu above it. And then what I do is I will press and hold with one finger on that scene, and you can see it pops out with a grey background, and if you hold it for long enough it'll go back in. It gets bored. So we do it again, and then if you start to drag it, if you drag it and you can see that you can move it, then you've selected it and you're ready to actually drag and drop it into another app. And you'll see there you've got swipe up to switch apps, then drop. So what you do with your thumb or a finger from the other hand is you swipe up and you drag across, hold it over Procreate, and I'm still holding on here. This whole time my finger is on the screen holding on to this selection, and you drop. Okay, so that went quite quickly, so I'm going to do it again. So go back to concepts. This time I'm going to go for scene 1. So again, I will capture the scene. I will press and hold, and then I will move to show that I can, it's released, and then I will swipe up and then press, and we can go into, that worked. Oh, I know why it didn't work. Okay, operator error. I didn't deselect the previous scene, so we're just going to do that again. Hold it, drag it, swipe up, go into Procreate, and now it will import. Okay, so that's just seeing it with the full screen. Now what I'm going to do is you're going to see it with my hand. So I'll deselect there so we don't have the same problem, and I'll go to concepts, and just to repeat again, where you'll find the gesture control is up here, clicking on the little wheel tool, you go to gestures and you go to enable iOS drag and drop of active selections. Okay, so for this next one, I am going to select scenes 2 and 3 together. Okay, they're selected. You can see they're selected by the little circles, and also the fact that you've got a submenu here above, and I hold with my finger. So this is where you can really see what I'm doing, and you can see it's moving around. And then I usually use my thumb. I swipe up, and then sound effects are from my other dog shaking because she's decided to come and see me. And then we just drop in here. And then if you need to move it around or resize it, that is where you do that. Okay? And that's it. That's how we do it. So I can do it again just to be on the safe side so that people can see what we're doing. So I'll take scene 4 again and we'll run through that again. Scene 4. Just adjust this. Excuse the wobbles. Drag it across, swipe up, drop it into Procreate. Oh, I've done it again, left it selected. Oh, I know how the Blue Peter presenters felt when I was a kid. If you're not English or British and you don't know Blue Peter, you don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, swipe up, drop into Procreate, and then import, and you have scene 4 again. And what these are, these come in like little PNG files. They have a clear background, so it's just to prove that. I go to background color and put in a background color, and there you go. Or not. So that's it. So that's how you can chop and change things, move them around, and I'll come back on screen and do lots of cool things with Procreate and Concept. And you can actually drag and drop from Concepts into quite a few different applications. It's just a question of experimenting and seeing, and the same in Procreate. But I'll do another little 5-minute recording, even though this one's seven minutes. So yes, just thought I'd share that. Enjoy.